Hello guys, so today I'm back again and I'm going to be talking about how we can learn how to break our bad habits in our life. So I bet that every one of us here, we're gonna have some bad habits, like some things, some patterns, some cycles that we've been used to that we realize that isn't good for us. For example, you know for a fact that you wanna get rid of laziness and procrastination, but you're just so used to being lazy and you can't wake up in the morning, or you just want to eat like healthy food, or you want to have a healthy state of being, but you still can't do things that bring you there. So here I actually managed to break a few bad habits in my past years of living. For example, alcoholism, for example, sleeping late at night, for example, my screen time and my social media addiction. And I'm just using my very own experience to share with all of you guys how I managed to bring myself slowly to where I want to be. So the first thing that I did was to understand why I even have the bad habits in the first place. One thing that a lot of people they don't see enough is that they don't do things to understand themselves. There is always a reason why your body or your mental self needs some sort of coping mechanism. For example, if you realize that you need a lot of alcohol, you should be asking yourself why you need to drink before you can sleep well at night every single day. So for me, the one thing that I did for helping me cope with this was to understand, for example, what made me have such a high screen time. I would go on my phone and search it up and see, hey, I've been spending 6 hours of screen time every single day for the past 2 years of my life. And I realized it's because I feel bored, I don't feel motivated, which is why I would spend my time mindlessly scrolling on my phone. I dived even deeper to understand what made me want to have such a high screen time. And then I realized, when I'm bored, I don't feel accomplished, I don't set goals in my life, I just feel like there's nothing for me to do. And then I would go sacrifice my body and my mental state for things that give me a short amount of dopamine. So when I explored and I slowly tried to understand why I did this or why I'm even this way, I started to have more empathy towards myself, and it would just slowly bring me to where I want to be. So one thing that also really helped me, other than understanding myself, is to set very realistic goals for myself. So a lot of people, we are at this place, but we want to get to from A to Z immediately, but it's not possible because those goals, they are too far-fetched and it's not going to keep you motivated to go so far when you're just here. So for me, I like to set very, very realistic goals, like what is something that can bring me to this place, like what is something reachable, what can I do today or tomorrow to improve myself rather than looking at next year or 3 years later. I like to focus on the present and tomorrow. So when I started to set realistic goals, like, hey, I realized that my screen time is 5 hours today, so tomorrow I'm gonna make my screen time 4 hours. So when your mind is a very, very smart tool, so when it sees that it's just a 1 hour gap, it feels like it's reachable, and then your body is able to do things that bring yourself to a small improvement every single day. And then you can slowly start from 4 hours, and then next week to 3 hours, and then the week after to 2 hours, rather than you being like, I'm gonna like cut off my screen time to 30 minutes by next week. It's gonna feel very, very demotivating. So that's also one thing I learned, which is to set very short-term goals instead of long-term goals for myself. And the next thing that I did was to communicate with myself a lot more. The number one thing that a lot of people they don't have the habit of doing is to understand themselves and to communicate with themselves. When you catch yourself doing things that are not good for you, or when you catch yourself being negative, or when you catch yourself just doing that same thing that you didn't want yourself to do for the past year, sit down and take that time to write your thoughts down. Ask yourself questions like, wait, why am I doing things that don't align me to where I truly want to go? And then slowly you will start to understand that, there's just some work to be done. And then you start to understand that there is a reason behind you having bad habits. Instead of judging yourself and going like, I suck, I'm so bad at this, I'm so far behind the other people, you would actually go, hey, so what if I'm far behind other people? I can do things to bring myself there. When you start to understand yourself, and then when you start to understand what's the reason behind your shortcomings, you will find yourself being able to accept yourself for who you are and then do things to bring yourself there. There is a reason why for career goals, for things that are more logical, human beings, we tend to be able to work on them more than our mental health. So this is why I think that, tips on breaking bad habits really just start from understanding yourself more and then setting small but realistic goals short-term wise to bring yourself there. I can't say that I'm the most motivated person in the world, but I feel like in these past years of living, I have indeed slowly start to cultivate a healthier relationship with my mental health. It has really brought me a lot of learnings and understandings and brought me to where I truly want in my life. If you think that you are far behind, it is okay and it's not the end of the day, because as long as you see where you're at and you know what you're capable of bringing yourself to, which everyone is, you know that there is hope no matter where you are in your life. And the only person that can bring you to where you want to go is yourself at the end of the day. And it's really not as hard as you think, because all you have to do is to cultivate a new habit and cultivate a new way of thinking and cultivate small but very reachable goals, and you will start to experience new things that you haven't ever seen of yourself. If you like my videos, remember to subscribe, and I upload every week talking about my experiences in my self-growth journey, and I hope to engage with you guys more. And if you have anything you want to see from me, do always leave a comment, and I'm very happy to connect with all of you. Thank you for watching. See you guys soon. Bye.